Another week, another episode. I'm your host, Tuhal Jauhari, and you're listening to Few Minutes of Positivity podcast. Let's get started. If you are currently struggling with your self-confidence, don't worry, you're not alone. Nobody can overcome low self-confidence overnight. It is a process. And as we say, trust the process even when it feels like it's not processing. Today, and based on my humble experience, I will try to show you how to master that skill so you can change your life. But before that, let's see how psychologists define self-confidence. Confidence comes from the Latin word fidere, which means to trust. Therefore, having self-confidence is having trust in oneself. Sometimes, confidence can be mistaken for arrogance, especially when someone, for example, think they know more than they really do and they start looking down on others. Do you remember in the last episode when I talked about the I'm always right mindset? Well, this is a form of arrogance, insofar as the arrogant person is always concerned about being right. On the other side, confident people have trust in their strengths by being fully aware of their weaknesses. And trust me, it doesn't come with money or any other material thing. It is about self-worth and about what you believe you can do on your own. You've likely heard the famous advice and adage that you should just fake it till you make it. For me, and with all due respect, this advice is garbage. Because the only way to actually get where you want to be is to think, make decisions, believe, and take action. So, if you want to build your self-confidence, you gotta work on yourself. Here are a few ways to boost your confidence while skipping arrogance. Number 1. Now that you learned how to practice self-love, you should do it every single day. Treat yourself the same way that you treat your loved ones. This can be really hard at first, but as I said before, it is a process. So don't give up and always remember, practice makes perfect. Number 2. You should be selective when it comes to your surroundings. If your circle tends to trigger your negative thinking, then I think you need a new circle. Number 3. Nobody needs that pressure of comparing your achievements and goals to others, right? Then start doing you. Because we don't have the same paths. Each of us has a different story. When you focus on what other people are doing, you end up harming yourself. Number 4, and in the same context, start celebrating the small stuff. The first thing to do is buy a journal. Second thing, write down your small victories. For example, this morning you went to work on time. Or, for example, your child learned something from watching you. Or even when the traffic light turned green the moment you arrived. You know, these tiny victories will help you start feeling better about yourself. Number 5. In this life, we all have some special things that make us feel happy. Why don't you make some time for these things? Whether that's time spent reading, cooking, or pampering yourself, if it makes you happy, make time for it. Number 6. Everyone is struggling. In other terms, nobody is perfect. Yes, it's cool to be positive, confident, etc. But keep in mind that you can never achieve perfection. So, take it easy and don't be hard on yourself. In order to take control of your self-confidence, you should start working on yourself by practicing self-love every day, being careful when choosing your circle, doing you, celebrating small victories, making some time for yourself, and stop being hard on yourself. That's this week's episode of Few Minutes of Positivity podcast. Don't forget to join me next week for another episode. Thank you for listening.